Hello, my dear students. Today we shall study the working of the institution. This is the chapter of civics. Here we shall try to understand about some basic concept of the how many institutions are there for the government and how they are working. Major topics which will be covered in this video are that office memorandum, Mandal Commission, opposition against the Mandal Commission, political institution like parliament, executive and judiciary. So let's start, my dear students. Office memorandum. Office memorandum is a communication issued by an appropriate authority stating the policy or decision of the government. What does it mean? It shows the order of the government. The government issued hundred of orders every day on different matter. Office memorandum was the culmination of a long chain of events. It is the systematically data presented by the government for a particular order. Mandal Commission. Mandal Commission, whenever a particular commission is adopted by the government, it is appointed with a civil servant, and the head civil the commission mostly commissions are named by the head civil servants. So Mandal was the head civil servant at that time, and he was appointed for a particular survey. The government of India had appointed the second backward classes commission in 1979. It was headed by BP Mandal. BP Mandal, so that's why on his name the commission was named Mandal Commission. The commission was asked to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in India and recommended steps to be taken for their advancement. तो यहाँ पर सरकार ने कहा कि आप पता लगाइए कि जो आर्थिक और सामाजिक रूप से पिछड़ा वर्ग है उनके लिए, उनके उद्धार के लिए, उनके उत्थान के लिए क्या किया जा सकता है. Commission gave its report in 1980 and made many recommendations. When they given the report, they made lot of recommendation. One of these was 27% government jobs be reserved for the socially and economically backward classes. That was called SEBC. The commission has recommended that this SEBC group should get 27% of reservation in the government job as well as educational institution. Mandal Commission. Now the benefits of job reservation extended from SC to ST to third category called SEBC. Before this, आप जानते हैं कि उससे पहले सिर्फ SC को और ST को, सिर्फ दो ही क्लासेस को रिजर्वेशन मिला हुआ था. But this commission has recommended that 27% of reservation should be given to third class also. These reports and recommendations were discussed in the parliament. Many parties and parliamentarians kept demanding for the implementation of the demands. In 1989 Lok Sabha election, Janata Dal Party promised that if they will get a chance to form the government, they would implement the demand. You have heard about manifesto in the previous chapter that when a particular party contests in the election, they give some manifesto. So Janata Dal has given the manifesto that if they will win the election, they will give this 27% reservation to SEBC. And Janata Dal formed the government. Due to this manifesto, Janata Dal got the election win and VP Singh became the Prime Minister of India. And as he has given the manifesto, he has to do that. और उन्होंने क्या किया? फाइनली उन्होंने इम्पोज कर दिया, एक इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कर दिया ऑफिस मेमोरेंडम, जो कि 13 अप्रैल 1990 को पास कर दिया गया कि 27% रिजर्वेशन वुड बी गिवन टू द SEBC क्लास. एक नया वर्ग आ गया विच यू कॉल OBC, अदर बैकवर्ड क्लासेस. नाउअडेज इट इज बीइंग कॉल्ड. That was SEBC, socially and economically backward classes. It was most hotly debated issued in the country because the reaction would be there when there will be any bill passed, and this was the very high problem, because so many section of the society is there, so people will oppose as well as support. uh, SCBC, OBC, who have 54% population in India, they will support definitely, and general category will oppose, because this reservation will be taken from their quota, that's why they will oppose. It was most hotly debated issue in the country. Newspapers and magazines were full of different views and opinions related with this issue. It led protests, counter protests, some of became violent. It affected the thousands of the job opportunities. Some felt that because of the inequality, the reservation is very important. Through this, those communities can reach at the top of the society. Others felt that it would make inequality in opportunity. They would be denied job even though they could be more qualified. यह कहा गया कि जिन लोगों को, जो बहुत सारे लोग जो ज़्यादा क्वालिफाइड हैं लेकिन रिजर्वेशन की वजह से उनको नहीं मिलेगा, और SC BC में जो अमीर हैं उनको भी मिल जाएगा। इससे सोसाइटी में क्या आएगी, इन एक्वालिटी आएगी। जो संविधान हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कहता है दैट एवरीबडी शुड बी इक्वल, तो इक्वालिटी यहाँ पर नहीं रह जाएगी, ये अपोजिशन का कहना था। So what will happen? Some of them consider that it would make happier in the national unity. Some person and association oppose this and filed the case in the court. Definitely when people will oppose, then they will go to the court. Supreme Court of India bunched all these cases together. सभी केसेस को एक में मिलाया गया और केस का नाम क्या रखा गया, इंदिरा साहनी एंड अदर्स वर्सेस यूनियन ऑफ इंडिया केस. दिस इज अ वेरी फेमस केस माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स. You should notice this: Indira Sahni and others versus Union of India case. 11 judges of Supreme Court heard the argument of both sides. By a majority of judges in 1992 declared that this order of the government was valid. सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि जो सरकार ने ये मेमोरेंडम पास किया है ये वैलिड है. 27% रिजर्वेशन शुड बी गिवन टू द पीपल. 27% का आरक्षण दिया जाना चाहिए लोगों को, सरकार ने यह कह दिया. It said that well-to-do person from the backward class should be excluded from getting reservation. लेकिन उन्होंने एक रिकमेंडेशन कर दिया सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कि जो क्रीमी लेयर, मे बी यू हैव हर्ड, क्रीमी लेयर मीन्स दोज पीपल whose earning is more than 8 lakh per annum should be excluded from this SCBC class. The Department of Personal Training issued another office memorandum on September 8, 1993, and this has become the history of India. Now, what do you mean by political institution? Here the chapter starts. It was a story from where we have seen that all the three pillars, that was legislature, executive and judiciary, has participated in issues a particular order. What do you mean by political institution? In India, the political institutions are arranging and carrying all the tasks of the country. In modern democracy, these arrangements are known as institutions. Working with institutions are not easy. It has lot of rules and regulation. This could bind the hand of the leader. Due to these institutions, ministers are also in binding up. Otherwise, they would be free and they could do whatever they want. Institution involve meeting, committee, routines. This often lead to delay and complication. If we have to follow the procedure, it means definitely there will be delay. Some of the delays and complications are very unusual. Very usual. They provide an opportunity for a wider set of people to be considered in any decision. हम जानते हैं कि सरकार का जो मेन रूल है, वो मेन वर्क है, वो डिसीजन लेना है. और डिसीजन में, क्योंकि ये डेमोक्रेसी है, तो डिसीजन में सबका पार्टिसिपेशन बहुत आवश्यक है. In India, these are three important political institutions. The first one is parliament, executive second, and the third is judiciary. Now let's start studying about these parliament and legislature. Parliament, as you know, in all democracy, approximately in all democracy, there is a parliament, assembly elected representative, exercise supreme political authority on behalf of people. People choose their representative and send them to the parliament to rule on them. In India, such as National Assembly called parliament. in every country, in every democratic country, there is parliament, but the name of the parliament is different in each country. Now, legislature, the body of elected representative at the state level is called legislature or legislative assembly, विधान सभा, और जिसे कहते हैं आप विधान सभा, विधान परिषद. The name may vary in different countries, but such an assembly exists in every country. So, what are the significance of parliament in democracy? First, we should study about this. The parliament exercise political authority on behalf of the people in many ways. लोगों के तरफ से यह बहुत तरीके से काम करती है. The first is parliament is the final authority of making law in any country. हर एक देश में लॉ बनाने का काम इनका, ये लॉ को बनाने का, अबोलिश करने का, एंड सो ऑन. पार्लियामेंट एक्सरसाइज कंट्रोल ओवर दोज हु रन द गवर्नमेंट. सरकार चलाने वाले लोगों पर कंट्रोल रखता है, अदरवाइज दे विल टेक डिसीजन वॉट एवर दे वॉन्ट. So if they want to take any decision, they have to take the support of the parliament also. Parliament also control the money matters. Parliament is the highest forum of discussion. All the matters are discussed in parliament, then it is passed and becomes the law. Next, different houses of the parliament. You have studied that there are two houses that are called chamber sometime, or houses in other countries, but the theme is same. There are two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha, that is called upper house, Lok Sabha, that is called lower house. So let's study about this. There are some distinguishes between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The first one is Lok Sabha. Members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the eligible voters. What do you mean by eligible voter? By universal adult franchise, the person who are above 18 years of the age and citizen of India. Rajya Sabha, members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of state legislative assembly. Second, the period of Lok Sabha is 5 years and it is a permanent body. 1/3 of its members retire every 2 years and their period is 6 years. The maximum strength 552 members. It has not more than 250 members. Lok Sabha, money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. It grants the money for running the administration of the country. Rajya Sabha does not exercise much power like this money bill. More powerful than Rajya Sabha, and this is less powerful. Why Lok Sabha is more powerful than Rajya Sabha? Because members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. As you know, this is a democratic country, so elected members should get more power. That's why. Now, we have studied about legislature, then executive. Political executive and permanent executive. There are two types of executive. The different level of government, the functionaries take day-to-day decision, but do not exercise supreme power on behalf of the people. These functionaries are called executive because they are in charge of the execution of the policies of the गवर्नमेंट. हम जानते हैं दो प्रकार से है, एक पॉलिटिकल है और एक परमानेंट है. पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव कौन है? जो नेता लोग हैं, जो मंत्री हैं, जो मिनिस्टर्स हैं वो. और परमानेंट कौन है? जो सिविल सर्वेंट है, आईएएस है, आईपीएस है. दे आर परमानेंट बिकॉज उनकी जॉब जो है वो 60 ईयर, मतलब जब वो 60 ईयर की हो जाती है तब तक चलती है. बट पॉलिटिकल एग्जीक्यूटिव ओनली 5 ईयर तक, उसके बाद फिर से इलेक्शन, अगर चुने गए तो ठीक, अदरवाइज दे विल बी चेंज. सो देयर आर सम डिफरेंट, बट द पावर, mostly power rests in the hand of political executive, not in the hands of permanent executive. So there is some difference which we will see here. Now, political executive. Executives who are elected by the people for a specific period are called political executive. Permanent executive are salaried with civil servants who are appointed on a long term. Example, political leaders like Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, here for IAS, IPS, IFS. They remain in office only so long as they command the confidence of the majority member of the parliament. They remain in office even the ruling party changes. Their tenure of the office is fixed. They are answerable to people for all the consequences of their decision. They are not answerable to the people. They are more powerful, they take all final decision. They are less powerful, they do not take decision, instead they assist political executive. Why these are more powerful? Because political executive are elected by the people, and we know that in democratic country, power is rest in the hand of elected member. Appointment made by president. President, he or she appoints the Chief Justice of India, the judges, the Supreme Court and High Court of the state. He appoints the Prime Minister of India and other minister on advice of Prime Minister. He appoints the governors of the states. He appoints the election commissioner and ambassador to other countries. Different type of council of ministers. Here we were studying about the ministers. Different type of council of ministers. The first one is cabinet ministers, usually top level leaders of the ruling party who are in charge of the major ministers. Usually the cabinet minister meet to take decision in the name of council of ministers. Cabinet is thus the inner ring of the council ministers. It comprises about 20 ministers. The next ministers of state with independent charge, जिसे कहते हैं कि राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार, इसे कहते हैं मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट राज्य मंत्री. दे ऑल असिस्ट टू द कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर, आर यूजुअली इन चार्ज ऑफ स्मॉलर मिनिस्टर. छोटे मंत्रालय जो होते हैं ये इनको दिए जाते हैं. वो पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं कैबिनेट मीटिंग में जब स्पेशली इनवाइट किया जाता है तब. ये किससे होते हैं? ये कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स को ये असिस्ट करते हैं. कैबिनेट वर्क एज अ टीम. नो मिनिस्टर कैन ओपनली क्रिटिसाइज एनी डिसीजन ऑफ द गवर्नमेंट इवन if it is about another ministry or department. Every minister has secretaries who are civil servants. The secretariats provide the necessary background information to the minister to take decision. So now powers of the prime minister we will study. The prime minister is the most important political institution in the country. The president appoints the prime minister. The prime minister does not have a fixed tenure, because he have to get the support of majority of the Lok Sabha. He continues in power so long as remain the leader of the majority party or coalition. He chairs cabinet meeting. कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर्स जब मीटिंग होती है तो उसमें हेड उसका प्राइम मिनिस्टर होता है. ये आपको याद रखने की बात है. ही कोऑर्डिनेट द वर्क ऑफ डिफरेंट डिपार्टमेंट. हिज डिसीजन आर फाइनल इन केस ऑफ डिसएग्रीमेंट अराइज बिटवीन डिपार्टमेंट. जब डिपार्टमेंट्स के बीच में विवाद होगा तो जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर कहेगा दैट विल बी ओके. एंड ही एक्सरसाइज जनरल सुपरविजन ऑफ डिफरेंट मिनिस्ट्रीज. ऑल मिनिस्टर वर्क अंडर हिज लीडरशिप. प्राइम मिनिस्टर distributes and redistributed work of the minister. He has the power of dismiss minister. When the prime minister quits, the entire ministry quits. Thus, if the cabinet is the most powerful institution in India, within the cabinet, it is the prime minister who is the most powerful person because he makes the cabinet and dismiss also. Now, coalition government impose certain constraint on the power of prime minister. As you know, what is the coalition government? When a particular majority party is not able to make the government, then they make government with the help of another party. That is called coalition government. And in coalition government, another party always try to control the prime minister. The prime minister of the coalition government cannot take decision as he likes because he had to take the consent of another party also. He has to accommodate different groups and factions in his party as well as among alliance party also. He also has to heed to the views and opposition of the coalition partners and other parties on whose support the survival of the government depend. So as we can see that the prime minister is not so much powerful in the coalition government. Now, election procedure of the President of India. The President of India not elected directly by the people. All the members of parliament and members of assemblies elect him. A cabinet standing for the post of president has to get majority of votes to win the election. This ensures that the President of India can be seen to represent the entire nation. Now, powers of the President of India. We have studied the powers of President of India. The President of India is the head of the state. He exercises only nominal powers. He is like the Queen of Britain, whose functions are to a large extent ceremonial. केवल नाम मात्र का पावर अगर हम कहें तो प्रेसिडेंट के पास होता है. The President supervises the overall functioning of all the political institutions. All government activities take place in the name of the President. All laws and major policy decisions of the government are issued in his name. So here we can see that these are the powers of the President. We have studied now meaning of judiciary. All the courts and at different level in the country are collectively called the judiciary. It is independent and powerful institution and is considered essential for democracies. The Indian judiciary consists of a Supreme Court for the entire nation, High Court in the states, District Court and courts at the local level. The judiciary in India is also one of the most powerful in the world. अब जानते हैं कि भारत की जुडिशरी सबसे पावरफुल है और पूरी दुनिया में ज़रूरी है जुडिशरी, क्योंकि अगर जुडिशरी नहीं होगी तो दोनों लेजिस्लेचर और एग्जीक्यूटिव दोनों बिना काम के हो जाएंगे. पावर्स ऑफ द जुडिशरी. व्हेन judiciary in India is one of the most powerful judiciary in the world. India has an integrated judiciary. It means the Supreme Court controls the judicial administration in the country, settle the disputes between the citizen. अगर दो व्यक्तियों के बीच में, दो परिवारों के बीच में हो जाए, सरकार और व्यक्ति के बीच में हो जाए, नागरिकों के बीच में हो जाए, बिटवीन टू और मोर स्टेट्स के बीच में झगड़ा हो जाए, बिटवीन गवर्नमेंट एंड यूनियन एंड स्टेट लेवल गवर्नमेंट, तब भी क्या होगा, तब भी जुडिशियरी पार्टिसिपेट करेगी और कन्फ्लिक्ट को रोकेगी. फ्री फ्रॉम लेजिस्लेचर एंड जुडिशियरी. जजेस जो हैं वो क्या हैं, किसी के डायरेक्शन में वर्क नहीं करते हैं. दे ऑल आर फ्री एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू दे डू नॉट विश ऑन द एनी पर्टिकुलर पार्टी. Interpretation, the constitution of the country, judicial review. Now, guardian of fundamental right, public interest litigation prevents the misuse of the power. So what the government do, they take judicial review, and also they are the guardian of fundamental rights. Public interest litigation, you know, it here the interest of public, and they prevent the misuse of the government power also. So my dear student, that was enough for this chapter. Keep studying, keep watching the videos. Please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much.